right, Mustang Adventure and Exploration. Welcome everybody. We are now at the site of the old Continental Air Force Station. Actually, it's Continental Divide. Before that, it was Camp Gonzales, or actually Gonzales Air Force Station. Around the mid-50s. This was actually the housing area. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to hop in the old Jeep. We're going to take a run down these hardball roads. One goes that way, and right smack in the middle was the family housing area. We are probably about 4 to 5 miles off Interstate 40 in Continental Divide, New Mexico. You can see that is private property based on the fence line, but this is actually standing right here is actually in the National Forest. For some reason this shows that it's in the National Forest, so we are going to hop in and let's see where the motor tour takes us. Alright, so this ran down through, you can actually look at the map here, you can see where the camp was actually, or where the Air Force Station was. Pretty interesting. This was all family housing in here. And put the seatbelt on, otherwise we're going to have that noise going. Interesting. I suppose we could walk it, but it'll probably take us a little bit, so we'll run it in the old Jeepster. Quite a desolate area here, which most of these Air Force stations were pretty much right out in the middle of nowhere for reasons, and that is where the road comes out for housing. So this would have gone up to, I believe it was the cantonment area. I don't know what's left. I've been told that everything's been taken down except for one building, which was probably this one, which is the old pumping station. We'll go up here and take a look at the top because I don't want to know what's going on down there. So this obviously was probably where they had all of the radar itself up here. There's a little bit of interesting terrain here. And that's what Jeeps are for. Great spot down there. Like I said, that's the cantonment area down there, and I don't know what somebody's doing down there. I don't know if I want to know. We'll just keep rolling up here. Pretty area. And this pretty much would have been, according to the map here, that little curve right at the top. Wow, what a spot. We'll go right out here and we'll take a look. Obviously there's been a few more vehicles out here. Wow, what a view. All right, we will. Let's hop out here and take a look. We'll wow. Phenomenal. Wow. So this would have been right about where the actual radome was put up. Actually, there's some rebar in the ground here. And there's a reason why they did that with these stations. The Air Force was very smart. The Defense Department of Defense was very smart about how they picked this stuff. You want it up high. You want to be able to see what's coming over the north side of the North Pole here. That's the cantonment area down there. I'd love to go down there, but I don't know what they're doing down there. So that whole area down there, right through there, and then barracks. Maybe some headquarters buildings, if I remember the map correctly. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that I post up pictures of what it used to look like and where we are now. But I do know that white building down there was the pump station. So like I said, we are actually inside the National Forest. And these roads go back over and through there. I think I may try to go over there. Yeah. Absolutely awesome. I'm gonna try at some point here to get the drone up. I'll go take a look over in this area, just right over there. I don't really want to leave the Jeep sitting. Not sure what's going on down the hill there, but I can take a pretty good guess. And I think over here might have been the operations building. All right, we've got the cantonment area, or the radar station area, back to our rear there. I want to go see where this road here goes. This whole area back in here is pretty interesting. Roads leading to areas I don't know. Part of the problem is I don't have a good map of where everything was or is or any of that, so I don't know. centered here on this mess. There we go. So the actual radar sits right up there. And I don't know where, this is still up on the ridge line here. So we're going somewhere. I'm sure there were buildings up here. Looks like some of the map shows some buildings were in existence up here. I just don't know where any of it leads. Hopefully I can get turned around somewhere. This looks like it used to be hardball, which is kind of interesting. Oh, maybe it leads all the way around, I don't know. Now we're back out to another area here. Huh. Interesting. Let's roll some windows up and take a little walk on foot here. See what we can see on foot. Elk. That's probably what that is. Alright. A lot of building materials up here. Looks like shingles or the old stucco remnants. Kind of interesting. And now we're shooting firearms. Great. Well, I will interesting time with the drone up. Not sure I want to put it up. Don't really want to hole through it. Somebody's been back in here recently. I just don't know if there were any buildings that were back in here. An interesting area back in here. A lot of elk tracks. Quiet. Except for the gunshots. We are back down on the lower side. Came out the back of the top of the where the radar station was. There's a little back road down here. I'm not sure what was down here. I can guess what it's used for now, but you know, and I guess back in the day when it was even more remote. This is probably Exceptionally cool place. Something about the remoteness of northern New Mexico. It's pretty cool. And a great place to hide a old radar station, I guess, huh? All right. You know, I think this is a good spot. I think I'm gonna throw the drone up, albeit maybe just one battery. I don't know. See what I can get out of it. A little bit of wind. So, like I said, there's no structures left, just the pump house down below. But perspective from the air might be pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and get that prepped and get her ready to go. Be with you in a minute. All right. It appears that this is the local gun range, would be my guess. Among other things. But this was actually the area right in here, looking back towards family housing. where you had all the barracks buildings. Pretty interesting. I don't think those trees were there. I think everything was pretty barren and clear cut. Quiet place. Must have been fun being stationed here. Oh. I think what I'm going to do is end it here, and we'll go to drone footage and history. And I'm going to go to a dispersed campground and set up there for the night. I'm going to get in there and get set up before dark. I don't want to roll in there at night. It's too tough to do. So for Mustang adventure and exploration, that'll be it for the ground portion. And have a good day. Okay, I wanted to add a couple of items onto the end of this, a little bit of clarification on the back side of this. There was some information that I discovered later, and I just felt it wouldn't be fair if I didn't add it on to there, because some of it's pretty neat and adds a different perspective. But this is a 1961 overhead of the Continental Divide Air Force Station. You can see center and left of the photograph, there's the radome, as well as the operations buildings. You can see the road that goes on up there. And then down below in the containment area, lower left, you see all the barracks. There was obviously a substantial amount of the barracks that were there. Kind of interesting. And the two buildings on the other side of that road going up in the center of the screen were buildings that included probably orderly areas and, the base exchange, gym, things like that. And then to the far right, you can see all of the housing area, where all they were supposed to be trailers, but I'm not sure. Those almost look like regular house units. And then you see a perspective based upon the profile that I flew in the drone. If you look to the center of the screen and just to the left, you can make out a telephone pole. There's a string of telephone poles there. That last telephone pole on the left in front of the operations, one of the operations buildings, is still standing. And then the rest of the buildings forward, obviously there's not even any foundations there. But the road going up and then to the back side there, it sure does look like it's a tar road. Kind of interesting. And that would have been the ANFPS radar sitting up there on the hill in a great location. I do not know. It almost looks like it was bulldozed off on the top part there level, but I don't believe it was. I think that's probably the way that nature made it, and that's why it was picked as a site to be utilized. The last photograph we have here is going to be the radar itself from probably the road down in the cantonment area that leads up to the radome. You can see it kind of poses an interesting building structure there, kind of in a tree full of a skyline full of trees. Very interesting. The pipes overhead, and that's what they are. They're steam pipes. They would have provided heat and hot water to the barracks areas there, and they generally didn't put those underground. They put them in the air. There's a couple locations that were like that when I was in the military. That steam pipes in areas where the ground was difficult to dig in were run through the overhead. So this picture was dated November 1959, and that was pretty close to the end of the operational period for that particular site. So Again, I wanted to add those on the end. Hope you enjoyed the subject, and I hope to see you on the next one with Mustang Adventure and Exploration. Take care.